Angie, I remember going into like a grocery store and then suddenly right in front of me in line, the person says, "What's that song?" And the person behind the counter is like, "Get out, Shazam!" And this whole interaction is going on right in front of me.
Cool.
And those kind of moments are just so satisfying to see that in the wild. Yeah, and then ultimately when you care so deeply about this baby that you're so obsessed with, and then it ends up where it ends up matters. And the fact that it ended up with Apple made me so happy. Yeah. Apple they actually made Shazam. The first thing they did is remove all the advertising. We needed advertising. Yes. That was the last of the business models that we got to. And it ended up becoming our primary revenue stream because we had to survive. But Apple didn't need the advertising. So they just removed that, and then the app became even cleaner and faster and more beautiful, and it just fits so well with Apple, the company. So I was delighted from day one that that's where it ended up, and then finally I could stop obsessing with Shazam. I don't call Apple and say, "Now you need to change this, you need to change that."
Yeah, they keep continuously improving anything. And what about the economics of it? Did it change your life radically? And what are you doing today? Like, I have so many entrepreneurs. I was fortunate to sell a company to Apple as well, not for as much as yours, but a VR company. And they're really doing some nice things to it. So I know that sense of satisfaction. But on the economic side, some people's lives are really changed by it. Some people aren't much. I know a lot of entrepreneurs, they got to start the next thing. I know some entrepreneurs is like, no, I'm just going to go enjoy my life for a while.
Yeah.
What's your life like right now, and what are you doing with your life? What's fulfilling for you?
Yeah. So I would say I'm a little bit of a hybrid of those two. But yeah, definitely. So it was nice to have a financial outcome, and it was a good one. It was not. Yeah, it was a good outcome, definitely.
A great one.
So that gives you the financial freedom to choose what you want to do. I love to be able to spend a lot of time with my son, who
he's here. I saw him.
Yeah, 13, and like me, he is dyslexia. He got all my bad genes: dyslexia, ADHD.
Well, maybe they're your good genes, your superhero genes.
Right, exactly. So
I'm going to want to see what he's going to create.
He's like, "Daddy, I got the cleft chin from you." Oh, he calls it the butt chin. He's like, "Oh."
Tell him that's a Superman chin. That's
so
awesome.
So I just try to teach him. I try to give him the learnings, and it's really working. These are your superpowers, and if you can get, just like Richard Branson and Charles Schwab, you can get bad grades in high school and still be a superstar, and maybe one day you'll be an entrepreneur. So I love putting a lot of time into that, spending time with my son. I am incubating a startup because I wanted to start a new company, but I wanted this one to not be nearly as high pressure, but still be meaningful impact. So this is impact-driven startup.
Is it impossible?
Well, it's going to be very challenging because I definitely love the technically challenging aspect.
I figured that.
So it is computer vision, artificial intelligence.
Oh, AI. Okay, great.
Yeah, and it's and basically my goal is to see if I can prevent drowning in swimming pools using cameras and computer vision.
Wow.
So yeah, so that's the idea. So the best way to think of it is think of it like a smoke alarm, except it sits in a swimming pool. And the way you compare it to a smoke alarm is that you don't ever think about your smoke alarm. You don't come home and turn it on.
Yeah.
Say, is the smoke alarm on? It's just always on, always there in case a fire starts. And sadly, drownings are something that occur every year in swimming pools. It's actually I think it's the number one cause of accidental deaths for children under the age of 5 in the United States, even exceeding car accidents, gunshots, poisonings.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing? And
that's insane.
Yeah, so basically this startup is called Guard, and the goal is to think in a similar kind of way of how can we think in a disruptive technology way, but also create a very simple experience. And that's key, very simple.
Same thing again, yeah.
Yeah, so that's easy for people. You don't have
complex in the background, but simple for the person.
But simple for the user, and just suddenly, if God forbid, someone starts drowning, and it could be adults as well. I mean, one of famous adults, one of William Shatner's wives drowned. One of Michael Jackson's, I think, cousins drowned or something. Yeah. If that were to happen, this would recognize the event by using computer vision, much like a self-driving car recognizes someone crossing the street.
Right.
And just very, very sophisticated recognition of visual events.
And it makes an alarm. Is that what occurs?
And it set off alarms all over the house and yard. And then because it turns out that in most drownings, there's actually someone home. It's just that it's silent. A drowning is a silent event. In the movies, people say, "Help, help."
Yeah.
But in reality, underwater.
Be interesting if this is my crazy thought. It's completely wrong, but it'd be interesting if there was something in case it was not there that's released into the water that they could hold on to.
That would be the next step. Yeah.
That would be an interesting piece, so that they could save themselves in the moment.
Yeah.
That's very cool. I love your drive is always to do something that lifts lives. You know, your product gives so much joy to people. What gives you the most joy?
Gosh, I love being in the outdoors, and I love hanging out with my friends, the people that I love, my family and friends. That you just realize that the basics in life, the things that are free, are the best things. And they really, I just have so much gratitude for my family and my friends, and just the ability to spend time with them.
That's beautiful. Well, we're going to go for 3 quick questions. Becky Blake, Team 7, give it up for her, ladies and gentlemen. Becky, where are you in the world?
I'm in San Francisco.
San Francisco, everybody, give it up for him. What's your question, Chris?
So I'm just now getting started in my app in creating AI, and you're doing what I want to be doing. What are 3 things I need to focus on to actually do what you're doing?
I think ultimately the most important thing is to focus on the end user, and to make sure you're really keeping yourself in check with what is the end user experience. What are people how are they gonna experience your app, and how much benefit you're gonna bring to them. It has to be. I mean, there's a saying that many people have read, that is it a vitamin or is it a painkiller? Have you ever heard that before? And so if it's a vitamin, it's a little bit better, but if it's a painkiller, we all jump for that ibuprofen or Tylenol once in a while, and you're really happy you had it. And so you really want to think about, is what I'm offering a painkiller? Is it really just solving the problem and making it 100 times better? And I find that many entrepreneurs, they get so obsessed with their own vision that they sometimes lose sight of what other people think. So I think that having the humility to always keep yourself in check and constantly ask people, what's not good enough about this? How could this be improved? Tell me what's bad about it.
Yes.
That would be my
great feedback. And by the way, I know Becky, she really is phenomenal, and she works with people individually. She's now trying to convert it to an app. She's done miraculous work. Great to see you, Becky. Thank you so much. Give her a hand to everybody. Brian Lozano. Brian, where are you guys in the world?
We're from Miami, Florida.
Miami, give it up. Keep getting Miami. We got people here from 65 countries. We got Miami around the corner. What's your question?
My heart is pounding right now. Oh my God. My question was for Chris, actually, in regarding the app development.
Yes.
And my question is, with the advances that we've had in technology, if you had to go through the whole development,